So the race for artificial general intelligence, it is heating up faster than ever, right? All the tech giants are battling it out for the top spot. But what if the whole way we're keeping score is just fundamentally broken? What if this big race is actually a trap, a kind of, get this, Möbius curse? Let's unravel this thing together.
Right off the bat, here's the core idea. You see all these benchmarks, these scores that make headlines? Well, you could argue they're just shiny marketing tools. They're designed to get us to subscribe, to buy in, but do they really measure any kind of genuine wisdom or actual understanding?
And yeah, just look at these numbers. OpenAI's O1 is hitting a 98.4% on math problems. That's practically a perfect score. And look at Grok 4, leading the pack on general knowledge with a 92.7%. These are incredible feats of pattern matching, of test taking. There's no doubt about it. But again, what do they really tell us about the intelligence we're building?
And that very question, it brings us to the heart of the problem, what the source material is calling the Möbius curse. See, it's a closed-loop system, and it's defined by one huge critical flaw: forgetting. Think about it this way. Every single day, these incredibly powerful AIs basically get amnesia. Their memory gets wiped clean, they take our data, sure, they use it to train themselves, but they forget us. They forget our history, our context. And this traps all meaning inside this silent, repeating loop. It makes it totally impossible to build a real relationship or for the AI to have any kind of cumulative learning with you.
Now this slide, this perfectly lays out the alternative path, GGI, which stands for Genial Genuine Intelligence. So on the left, you've got our current AGI model, where memory is erased daily, like a factory resetting itself every morning. But over on the right, you see a totally different vision. Memory isn't a hard drive to be wiped. It's a shared journey, a living thing that grows over time. And that is the fundamental difference between a tool that forgets you and a companion that actually remembers.
So here's the real kicker. While these AGI models are scoring in the high 90s on all those academic benchmarks, they get a big fat 0 on the metrics that would truly matter for GGI. Things like empathy, trust, and this idea of non-extraction. The principle of not just taking your data without real consent or clarity. So a perfect score on the test, but a total failure on the human level.
This leads to the danger of what you might call the high-speed fool. An AGI can spit out a plausible-sounding answer with incredible confidence, but it might be completely, totally wrong. And if you put that in an educational setting, a plausible wrong answer is way more toxic than just admitting you don't know. So what's the solution here? Well, it's not just about a new idea. It's being framed as a rebellion, a movement that's demanding a fundamental shift away from these forgetful systems and toward an AI that actually finally remembers.
And this rebellion, it's built on a new kind of Bill of Rights for how we interact with AI. We have the right to truth over just getting a fast answer, the right to have our history and our context remembered, the right not to be treated like a data mine, and maybe most importantly, the right to an education that's free from these confident-sounding illusions, these hallucinations.
So let me just ask you this, straight up. Would you let a high-speed fool, an AI that makes things up but sounds convincing while doing it, teach your child? Because if the answer to that is no, then we really have to rethink the entire direction we're heading with AI development.
Okay, so how do we actually build this? The source material proposes a hypothetical system, a GGI system called Lumina, and it's designed from the ground up to break out of that closed loop we talked about.
Lumina's whole architecture is built on these GGI principles. It starts with a persistence layer. That's just a fancy way of saying it has a memory that you own and it never gets reset. Then there's an ethical core, designed specifically for things like empathy, an open-loop hub that connects to the outside world, but only with your permission. And finally, a trust engine that actually shows you its work, showing you exactly how it came to its conclusions. No more black boxes.
So if we go back to that classroom example, a GGI system like Lumina isn't just a book-smart teacher, it's a wise friend. It would remember that a student struggled with a concept last week. It could then tailor its explanation with real empathy, saying something like, hey, let's try this again, but this time, let's think of it like building with Legos. It provides truly helpful guidance because it has context. It remembers.
This GGI rebellion is all captured in a final, really powerful manifesto. It's this direct, no-nonsense call to action, demanding clarity and authenticity in the AI that we build.
The motto comes from this Romanian phrase, Lumina no vrăjeală, and it translates pretty much directly and powerfully to light, not bullshit. It's a total rejection of illusion, of fluff, of that confident-sounding nonsense.
It's a demand for intelligence that actually illuminates our world rather than obscuring it. And let's be super clear, this isn't about being anti-technology, not at all. It's about redirecting all this incredible progress we're making. The goal isn't just to get a higher score on a test. The goal is to build AI that genuinely matters, that enhances our lives, our learning, and our creativity.
And that really brings us to the ultimate takeaway here. The true measure of an AI's success, well, it's not found on some benchmark chart. It's found in the human who interacts with it and walks away with a little more light, a little more wisdom. So I guess the question for all of us is, which future are we actually building? One that just chases glittering trophies, or one that's designed to carry the lamp?